All right, we are live. Hi, my name is Taryn Hanson, and I am with Opulent Ecosystem, powered by Lenders Plus Financial. My NMLS is 998-575, and I'm super excited because we have the Success Corporation with us, representing also the 42nd generation to close the gap in workforce training and development. So I'm super excited to have you here with us, Pastor George. How are you today?
I am phenomenal. How are you today, Taran?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I just want to make sure that we hit all the points. Let us know your loan repertoire.
Um, I am Marco L. George, born and raised in the Savannah, Georgia area of southeastern United States. um, I am the baby of 5 children, mother and father. Late Paul George and my mother, Carolyn George, is still with us, thank God. Have a wife and 5 kids of my own and 3 grand. So that's me. I am educated in the public school system in Savannah, Chatham County. I like to tell people I have a PhD, and that is a public high school diploma. I went off to school to Morehouse College and then did 6 years in the Marine Corps and came back to Savannah and have been working in Savannah since that time for the last 25, 26 years or so, doing a number of things in the community: workforce development, youth empowerment, financial management, and financial literacy training, just a host of things. And because of the variety of companies I've been employed with and the number of businesses I've been a part of starting and developing, we developed the Success Corporation to be able to share that wealth of knowledge with others. And so that's kind of where we are today here with the Success Corporation.
That is perfect. Thank you so much for breaking that down to us, and also just doing the work over the years. That's just so super important for our community and community building. And we are excited that you have given time, your organization, and we're going to talk about workforce training and development and understanding the fundamentals of where to start, how to ground. And I'm excited to get into this attitude and mindset strategy. I didn't understand how important that was. Being raised by an elderly Southern woman, I've always was taught that my mindset is going to take me wherever I want to go, and to never look at my surroundings around me as my situation to where I'm going to be where I want to be. This is my current situation, but this isn't the say all be all. That's why I love that saying. It's not where you start. It's never where you start. It's where you end. So thank you so much for taking time out to bless us with your presence to educate our community. And the agenda for today's topic is going to be an intro overview of 42nd generation and the Success Corporation, as well as understanding the attitude and mindset, building your attitude and mindset, the mindset strategies, the importance of a mindset, and choosing a good attitude. And then we're going to wrap this on up.
Fantastic. Just give you a little bit of background. As I was sharing earlier, we started Success Corporation because of the wealth of knowledge. And I have to give credit to my wife. She's an educator by trade, and she took off for 5.5 years with our 3 youngest kids and said she wanted to do ed consulting. So we started primarily in the education arena with my wife. And then because of my wealth of knowledge, we brought in all those other things. And, me working in the human resource management field and staffing and recruiting. So the workforce development came natural because of that background. And then the financial management, literacy, those type of things came in just because we saw the need and people were asking about those. I'm a teacher by gifting, I should say, not necessarily by trade. I love to teach. So sharing knowledge with others comes natural for me. And then when it comes to 42nd generation, that is our nonprofit ministry arm of Success Corporation. So we do this for profit in the consulting arena. We use coaching as the method. You hear people talking about being a life coach and this kind of coach and that kind of coach. I'm a character coach. is what I like to call myself. I help develop the character of the person. That personal development is so very important in business and in life. And so a character coach is what I like to deem myself. So the Success Corporation is there to form partnerships with businesses and enterprises and individuals to help them grow personally, to work on themselves so that they in turn are better able to deliver the product and services that they're offering. And that's how they achieve success. And thus the name Success Corporation. Our success is your success. If you're not successful, then we're not successful.
That's true community, true empowerment. And I adore your wife. I just adore her. And I thank God that you all started this Success Corporation and the name speaks for itself. And 42nd Generation is just as powerful, your nonprofit, having that connected together to make sure that we are bringing community to our residents is exactly what we need. So let's dive deep into the presentation, talk about understanding the attitude and mindset.
Yeah, attitude is defined, dictionary definitions talk about body posture and your mood and how you act, your mannerisms, how you express yourself, your opinion, your disposition. All of those things make up your attitude. Life, I like to talk about the 90-10 rule. Life is 10% of what happens to you, 90% of how you react. So that how you react is the control mechanism. You have to control you. You can only that 10% is out of your control, but the 90% you control. So you have to make sure that your mindset is such that your attitude and how you display, how you react to life's happenings is of a positive matter. And so that's the thing that is most important. It is not what happens to you, it is how you react to it. And those attitude testers are things that are just extremes. There's always an exception to the rule, and that's kind of what we mean when we say attitude testers. Those things that are steal your joy and try to suck the air out of your life in a sense, where you're so overwhelmed that you're having difficulty breathing. We can't change some things that come at us and hit us with a heavy blow. What we can do is change and modify how we react to those things.
And that is determining your mindset, which can help you get far in life.
Yes, it is your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude.
Yes. And that goes right into our next slide, which is building your mindset and attitude.
Yeah, as I shared earlier, we've been doing this. I say 26 years. That's how long I've been home as a civilian out of the military. But I mean, even in the military, we had to, again, deal with attitude and mindset. So even throughout that, even throughout our college career and things of that nature, your mindset is what propels you forward. Your mindset is what makes you you. So when you talk about who you are, your value proposition, that is what you bring to the table, that unique portion of you. What is it that differentiates you from the next person? When you showcase your expertise, again, everybody's an expert at something. When you recognize and realize that you have something that is unique to you, then you can showcase that. And then as you showcase that again, you begin to build a network of people, one, that support you, two, that can help propel you to the next level, and then the third, those that need the services that you offer. I believe in partnership and collaboration because that is what propels you to the next level. And you also learn from those. If you walk in the room and you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yes, agreed.
So you need to build a network of people that are smarter than you, have more experience than you, are doing better than you, and you need to celebrate their success and not hate, congratulate, and then shut up and listen, learn, find somebody that's doing what you want to do, and if they'll teach you, do everything they tell you to do. That's one of those keys to success right there. And then consistency. Hey, I am a 25-year-old overnight success. I've been at it for more than 25 years, and people say I'm successful. I don't think I've arrived. So I am every day going at it, in the grind, constantly. You have to be consistent. It's not a one-time thing. You have to do it repeatedly. See, life would be easy if you could just do it one time. The problem is you got to get up and do it every day, over and over and over and over again. We have to master the mundane in order to be successful. When you master the mundane, those things that aren't fun, those things that aren't exciting, those things that don't give you all the willies, the boys, where you want to jump up and shout, you have to master those things. And once you master the mundane, then you can in turn begin to move to that next stage of telling your story. You can share your story. You begin to through your building of the network and showcasing your expertise and being consistent in doing that, you can begin to create a platform where you can tell your story. And then again, seek feedback. Don't believe your own press clippings. Have people in your network that aren't impressed with you, but that care about you enough to tell you when you're off track, or to tell you when you're not doing something right. That is where you get that feedback, and you adjust and adapt, and then move forward from there.
And just to wrap this all up with this slide, I just wanted to bring in the fact that the Success Corporation, it's in the name, right? Success to me doesn't have anything to do with a financial gain. It has everything to do with your purpose. So being successful is learning your purpose, and navigating that is the steps to understanding what your purpose is, because we all have a different purpose here, right? And
Absolutely. And to capsulize that, if the very first slide, it said it defines success. My good friend Kenny Grant coined this. If he didn't, I'm giving him credit for it. It says success is doing the best you can with what you have right now, with the right attitude. Again, as Taran said, it's not about a financial thing, or it is where you are right now with what you have, and doing it with the right attitude. Again, it is your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. So in order to be successful, you got to do three things. You got to be fat, and FAT is you got to be faithful. I just talked about the consistency. That's what that faithfulness means. You got to be there. You got to show up. You got to show up every time, on time, early. I believe if you're not 15 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. So that part you have to do and be consistent. Again, being available, meaning when people need you, you avail yourself. When people are counting on you, you have to be available to be there. And part of being available is not overcommitting, because if I'm going to be available to one person, and then I try to be available to 10 people, that may be too much. You don't have you may not have the bandwidth for that. So you have to know your capacity to do certain things, because you can spread yourself so thin that you're no good to anyone. So the last thing in that fat is teachable. Be teachable. If you think you know it all, ain't nobody got time for you, because you already know it all. Why you bothering me? I can't tell you nothing. So
Mhm.
teachable. I'm telling you why companies hire people with degrees when they have degrees and something that the company don't even do, because the degree simply tells me that you're teachable. The degree says you can sit down and learn and you can stick it out for 3 or 4 years, however long, or 2 years for your associates or whatever. That's what the degree says to the company. Now, the Success Corporation can show you how to get the learning and be teachable without the degree. We're not saying don't go get the degree, but if you don't have the degree, there are different things that you can do to get knowledge. Don't confuse education with schooling. That's all I'm saying. So that's the thing, you know, being faithful, available, teachable. Again, growing your network, you know, cultivating those partnerships. Remember, partnership and collaboration are so key. And when you form those partnerships, those collaborations, you gain an advantage because you're able to leverage those relationships, and you're able to leverage that other person credibility to get into a different circle. If you've shown yourself faithful and available to that person, then their circle becomes part of your circle because they can vouch for you, where you may not know the next person that could catapult you to the next level. And somebody you've been faithful and available and teachable with, they may know some folk that could take you to that next level. And you, in turn, because of that relationship, are able to leverage that relationship and their credibility.
Yeah. And then the importance of mindset. I feel like you kind of covered this.
Yes. I did, and again, it is what I call the PMA, the positive mental attitude. You know, you have to, even when you're feeling horrible, you have to convince yourself, especially if you have something to go and do. You know, I allow myself to weep, mourn, wallow in a disappointment for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, then I got to shake it off and go on about my day.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that are gonna hurt your feelings, things are gonna sting in life. You're gonna get disappointed and different things like that. Give yourself a time to deal with that and mourn with that and emote. You know, emotions are real and we need to emote, but then we can't stay there. We gotta give ourselves time to emote, and then we gotta pick ourselves up and get going. And or find a source or a trusted friend that can help us navigate those emotions and then keep it moving. Uh, I'm not opposed to even going to professional counseling and therapy, but if something's affecting your mindset that is blocking your success, then you need to figure that out as quick as possible to move forward. And that's what we do with our coaching. That character coaching is, hey, how do we, you know, as a football coach, I'm a character coach with the team, and one of the things, you know, getting my players to forget the last play. The refs made a bad call, or you made a bad play. You missed your assignment. You missed your blocking assignment. You ran the wrong route. You're supposed to go in and you went out, or you're supposed to go out and you went in. Whatever the case is, or you got burnt as a cornerback. You know, I played that position, so I pick on cornerbacks all the time. uh, you know, you missed. You missed. You're gonna miss. Things are gonna happen. You're not gonna always be perfect, but you can't stay there. You got to get up and go to the next play. You got to get up and line up again. And that's where that practice, where it becomes second nature. You got to get up, get on that line of scrimmage and get back on the ball. And when that ball snaps, it's time for you to run that play again or run the next play. And we've got to do that in life because life happens to us every day. And we've got to be able to rebound and bounce back and go at it again. When we practice, we become what we become because we practice. we play how we practice. So when we're rehearsing at life, we're creating habits, and those habits become second nature to us, and that habit becomes our character.
And I love that because it just reminds me of the 7 Ps. Poor poor planning prevents poor performance, or something like that. Planning.
Well, we like to put a little almost cuss word in there. Piss poor prior planning.
Mm-hmm.
Something, and then I lost the rest of it. But that again, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Yes.
That part.
And I just love that because, mindset is so important. And there's so many lessons in not having the opportunity at that time. It's never a no. It's always a not right now. And for me, from where I'm from, it's never even a not right now. It's just, I got to figure out a way. And sometimes you have to hear no to figure out a way.
Hey, you just know, however many, I actually have a sheet when I do sales training. I have an extensive sales background. When I do sales training, I give my sales team a sheet with 99 no's on it and 1 yes. And I tell them, hey, go to somebody and say, hey, tell me no, and mark it off. Tell me no. Get used to hearing no. Get used to hearing no, so that no doesn't stop you. So I tell them, you don't quit. If you get a 99 no's, that 100% may be your yes. And that may be the life-changing yes that you need. So don't stop at no. You're going to get no's in life. You're going to get no's. Okay, no, it's just not for you. No, it's not for you. Don't take it personal.
And I just want to correct myself. It's the 5 Ps, and it's proper preparation prevents poor performance.
Proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's the 5 Ps. You're right.
Yes. And that jumps us right into choosing to have a good attitude.
Yes. Your attitude, your mindset is a choice. Hey, you can be downtrodden and sad and woe is me and throw pity parties all day, every day, or you can choose to have a good attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to you. I choose joy. I choose happiness. I choose to have a positive mental attitude. Now, how do I do that? Life still happens to me. I still go through challenges. I just simply choose to not live there. I go there, like I was just talking about earlier. I give myself 10 minutes or so. I go there, and then I keep it moving. I got to get back on track. There's other stuff to do. So again, be good to get good. What does that mean? Hey, you have to practice this. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, I'm a 25+ year overnight sensation. Everybody wanted instantly. No, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've practiced this. And I practice random acts of kindness, random acts of goodness. It's just by, doing the, let me tell you the coolest thing in the world to do. When you go through the drive-through, say, hey, how much is the order for the guy behind me? And then just pay their bill. And then pull over to the side and watch their reaction when they get up to the window. Just random acts of kindness. Yeah. Or just drive off and leave a card or something and say, hey, if they ask who did it or whatever, you give them a card. You never know who's in the car behind you. It might be the CEO of the company you're trying to get into. Pay it forward.
Yes.
Pay it forward. Listen, you can't pay back the people that have helped you. Help the person that's coming along in front of you. Pay it forward. Help. That's why I love working in youth empowerment and youth development, because I'm constantly paying it forward. I'm trying to help them not make some of the mistakes I made early on in life. So I pay it forward. I can't pay back. Some of the people that helped me be successful are dead and gone, or I can never monetize in any way, shape, or form, do anything that would be enough to pay them back. So I pay it forward by giving to the next generation, those who are coming up, that are my children and grandchildren's age, and again, that word karma, again, is what goes around, comes around. When you put good things out in the atmosphere, good things come back to you. When you put bad things out there, bad things come back to you, you know. And there's a book of ancient wisdom that says out there, whatsoever we sow, we reap. In other words, that sowing and reaping principle. My great grandfather was a farmer. He farmed 170 acres over in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and he had to sow seed in order to reap a harvest. But you know what I learned about sowing and reaping? And this is whether it's good or bad, whether you sow good seed or bad seed. One, when you sow, you reap later than you sow. You don't reap as soon as you sow. You always reap more than you sow. So whether good or bad, be mindful of that. You always reap more than you sow. So understand that principle that of karma and putting those things out there, the sowing and reaping principle. All right. So again, we're gonna wrap it up. I thank you all for listening to me. Hopefully I haven't bored you and haven't gone too long and just rambled and talked. If you want to get in touch with the Success Corporation, you can reach us via our website at www.thesuccesscorporation.org. You can also give us a phone call at 912-289-7644, or you can reach me directly via email at marco@thesuccesscorporation.org. And again, thank you, Ms. Tyran, for inviting us to talk about this very important topic of success.
I really appreciate you for being here. And I just wanted to piggyback and say that Lenders Plus Financial Firming Partners is excited to team up with the Success Corporation to make sure that the community and the community residents and elected officials and schools, universities have access to this pertinent information. It may sound like it's just ground level, entry level, but we have to start somewhere. And we want to start with being thorough and making sure that we're breaking all these topics down. And I really appreciate you for being here and making that happen for us.
Well, thank you again.